Okay, we're practicing Khatu Pranam the very easy way. So with the hands together, reach the arms up above the head. If you can, bring the shoulders back, put the lift in the chest, soft lift of the head. And Hare Pose, palms forward, folding down, arms and forehead to the mat. Caterpillar pose, sliding the body forward. Chest between the hands, keep the bottom up, toes curled under. And then Cobra, flatten the feet, bring the hips softly to the mat, roll the shoulders back, lifting the chest just as much as you can manage. Mountain pose, coming up onto the knees, curling under the toes, straighten the knees, lifting the hips, pressing the heels down. Into the lunge, bring the knees softly to the mat, step the right foot forward into the lunge, big step forward, steady in the legs, hands together, stretching up. And the hands back to the mat, we're going to a forward bend, stepping the left foot next to the right. And if your back's okay, straighten the knees, otherwise keep the knees bent. And standing up, bend the knees, reach the arms forward, straighten the legs, reaching up, forward bend, bending the knees, roll through the hips, fold forward and down, and if your back's okay, straighten the legs. Bending the knees, hands beside the feet, step the right leg back into the lunge, knee softly to the mat, flatten the foot, steady in the legs, hands together, stretching up. Hands back to the mat, mountain pose, step the left leg back, toes under, straighten the knees, lifting the hips, heels pressing down. And Cobra, bring the body weight forward, shoulders over the hands, knees softly to the mat, hips softly to the mat, and lifting the chest, shoulders back, chest forward and lifting. Caterpillar, bring the chest down, press the knees into the mat, lift the bottom, curl under the toes. Hare Pose, lift up, flatten the feet, slide back, sitting on the heels, forehead to the mat. And then sitting up, hands together, stretching up, looking up, and hands back to the mat. We'll do one more round, hands together, big stretch up. Hare Pose, palms forward, folding down, forehead to the mat. Caterpillar, slide it forward. Toes under, knees on the mat, bottom up, chest between the hands. Cobra, flatten the feet, sink the hips to the mat, shoulders back, lift the chest. Mountain, come onto the knees, curl under the toes, lift the hips. Now allow for a stretch through the back also as you press the heels down. And bringing the knees softly to the mat, this time left foot forward into the lunge, big step forward. And let the hips sink forward, be strong and steady in the legs as you reach up. Hands back to the mat into the lunge, then stepping the right foot next to the left, forward bend with care for your back. Then bend the knees, stand and stretch up. Forward bend, bend the knees, roll through the hips, fold down. If your back's okay, straighten the legs. And then bending the knees, hands by the feet, step the left leg back, knee down, foot flat, strong and steady, stretch up. Lunge, hands to the mat, step the right leg back, mountain pose, toes under, hips up, heels pressing down. Cobra, take the body weight forward, knees and hips softly to the mat, flatten the feet, roll the shoulders back, tuck the elbows in, lift the chest. Caterpillar, bring the chest down, press the knees into the mat, bottom up, toes under. And Hare, sliding back, so lift up, flatten the feet, sit on the heels, forehead to the mat. And sitting up with the hands together, big stretch up, and resting the hands back onto the thighs. Deep breath. Thank you, Yoga Mudra.